Hey guys, MattyMox60 here. Today I'm going to bring you the Feel the Rush deck. We're going to do some gameplay analysis so you guys can learn how to play the deck properly. And this deck is really, really strong. It's the best control deck out there. I mean, if you like controlling the board, controlling the game, going to late game, this is the deck for you. And it's been working really, really well for me since there's not a lot of deny on the ladder right now, on the ranked ladder. So it'll help you get a lot of ranks, and it'll do very well on the ladder. So let's get into the video.
For the first game, we're up against Karma Zoe. Some of the keys to this matchup are deny. You really want to get at least one deny out of your opponent's hands before you use War Mothers. It's very important to do so. You have to make sure that your opponent either doesn't have a deny or doesn't have enough mana before you use your bigger spells like War Mothers, Ruination, or Vengeance. You also have to worry about your opponent's invokes. There's a lot of invokes in this deck, so you need to wonder what invokes they have, how many invokes they have, and what invokes have they used, all that type of stuff. You also should worry about Zoe level up. You want to get rid of Zoe before she levels up, and you should try and kill Karma before she can pick up too much value by doubling spells. And in this matchup, you're going to want to mulligan for ramp, mulligan for removal, and mulligan for either a Yeti or a Trundle, but not both. Let's get into the game. Here, I'm given a Feel the Rush Tryndamere, and I get rid of both of those. I keep my Wording Stone and my Withering Wail. I can't do anything on turn 1 or turn 2. My opponent attacks. That's all fine. I'm going to play Weirding Stone so I can get a Trundle out on turn 4. My opponent uses a Solari Priestess, so that's one invoke in hand. They use the Starry chart before they attack. I consider using the Withering Wail, but there's low odds of it working because Pale, and also I don't block because I don't want to die to Pale. I play my Trundle because he's a high value card and he's good to get out early. So my opponent uses Moonglow, and that makes the Zoe a lot harder to kill. Turn 5, I think about it for a little while, and then I play Kindly Tavern Keeper to heal up a little bit. My opponent uses the Traveler, so that's 2 invokes that he has in his hand. Actually, so he invoked that Traveler from the Solari Priestess, so I know he used one of his invokes. And I knowingly take the bad trade to put the Traveler into Withering Wail range. Then I use Withering Wail to pop the Zoe spell shield and get rid of the Traveler. So turn 6, Zoe is at 5 out of 10. I decide that I'm going to kill her with the Ice Pillar next turn, so I let her hit because he might have like a deny or something to cancel my attack. So I just continue to pass through the turn here. But now that he uses another Moonglow and that he's on 0 mana, I'm able to use Vengeance and kill the Zoe before she can level up. And turn 7, I'm going to play Pillar, obviously to level up. And then I'll play Tryndamere as well to get a lot of damage. I'm going to attack here. Unfortunately, I get palmed before I can even attack, and then I attack with my Tryndamere because that's all I can go with. So he uses Pale to kill my Tryndamere, but that doesn't really matter because all it does is level my Tryndamere up. Turn 8, I'm going to play Ledros for some more damage. I'm also basically out of options. Karma is looking quite scary at this point. And he is about to play Karma right now. Yep. And the Karma just generated one free spell for him. And I pull the Karma with my Ledros and attack to start off. And I know this attack isn't going to go too well because he has a lot of ways to stop my attacks. He uses a concussive palm and a hush to prevent damage, but I do get to kill his karma, so that's very good. And then I use a kindly tavern keeper to heal my Tryndamere since my nexus is almost at full health. Um, and then I unspeakable horror just to use some mana. And then I get the Lunari Priestess for an invoke. I no longer need my Weirding Stone because I'm at turn 10 almost. And then I take the Messenger to draw, but in hindsight, the Destroyer actually probably would have been better. Turn 9, my opponent plays a Karma. Or turn 10, I'm sorry. And I'm thinking about ways to kill the Karma because I really hate to see all this value. Like, as you can see, he just paid 5 mana to heal for 10 health and get 2 very nice invokes. I'm thinking about using Atrocity to kill the Karma so that it doesn't get any more value. And I decide not to do that because it's wasting a huge resource that can end the game. Yeah. So I pretty much have no cards that I can use. I use Troll Chant to keep the pillar alive so that I can pull some things to the side, and I use Withering Wail just to deal damage and get rid of one blocker. He's going to use Double Pale to kill my pillar, and that's okay. The reason I really wanted to keep pillar alive was to be able to pull the Karma next turn. So now I attack with everyone. The open attack does not go very well because of how much defensive cards he has. How many defensive cards he has. I'm only able to get in 11 damage. And I could go for an atrocity here to try and end the game, but the deny is very likely, so it's much safer to just play Ledros and then have a nice wide board instead. Because deny is very, very likely here. I need to save my atrocity for some time where my opponent does not have deny available. I go for it anyways. And my opponent uses Spell Thieves. He grabs 2 of my spells and uses 2 Troll Chants to lower my Trundle's attack. I still have lethal here. However, he also got an Unspeakable Horror and was able to heal up just above my atrocity. But the Ledros is definitely the correct call there. I should not have done the atrocity. So do as I say, not as I do. Turn 12, I'm basically stuck using Ledros for the rest of the game. I'm going to have to just keep cycling the Ledroses and hope that they're able to finish off the Nexus. I use one there. He used a Meteor Shower. That hurts a lot. Alright, and the opponent plays a Goat as well. His board is getting quite wide. I'm going to attack with the Ledros and use Troll Chant to make Karma the only fearsome blocker around. But this is obviously not going to work. The Karma uses Resonating Strike to buff up the Solari Priestess and Pale Cascade to make the Priestess a fearsome blocker and then blocks with the Priestess. And then I use Trundle hoping that it'll work. He's on 1 last health and I get denied. But that's okay because that's a good card to get out of the way. So right now I'm thinking, oh, he only has 1 health. All I have to do is play 1 more Ledros to win the game. So I'm going to use Avalanche and Vile Feast to kill my own Trundle because I want to be able to use Trundle or Ledros next turn. Kill my own Ledros, I mean. I'm very sorry. So I kill my own Ledros. to put him back into my hand. And there's a ton of cards that he could have, but Ledros is my only option. I really hope that I win here. And boom, it goes through, and I get the dub. Very nice. For game 2, we're up against Jinx, Draven, discard Aggro. Some of the keys for this matchup are to remove Jinx before she gets lots of rockets, and make sure to use effective use of your board wipes because this deck likes to go very, very wide and will need to go very, very wide to win, so you want to make sure you use your removal once the board is real wide. And you're going to want to mulligan for removal mostly, and you can keep one Yeti or one ramp card, and you don't want to keep Trundle in this matchup. So let's get into the... All right. I'm given a Yeti and 2 removal cards. That's very nice. I draw an Aberration Sentry looking really good. And here on turn 2, I'm going to play 1 Vile Feast to remove 1 attacker and gain a blocker. So it's very, very effective here. It's taken me a while to make this decision. The Aberration Sentry is also very good because it's a good time to use them, and it will block very well into the 2/2. Turn 3, I'm going to pass first because he is basically forced to play. And I decide the board isn't wide enough to wipe quite yet, so I use Aberration Sentry as a chump blocker. So here he uses a Spinning Axe and Vision. I'm going to block the Draven and then counter the Vision with a Vile Feast. I'm not using Avalanche because I think his board can get a lot wider. So he plays Jinx, and now I know I have to remove it, so I use Avalanche right now because I really, really need to get rid of the Jinx before she can level up. And I'm also going to use Unspeakable Horror on the Jinx. He has 4 cards in hand. 1 can discard a card. So the chances that he can level, that the Jinx can level, are quite low. However, the Jinx is able to level here with a Spinning Axe plus a Rummage, or plus a Get Excited, I mean. Sorry. So I'm unable to kill the Jinx, and it looks pretty rough. He has a very nice board. I'm praying for a Withering Wail. I don't get it, and he attacks in for a lot of damage. 15 damage, in fact. I play the Catalyst to heal up and ramp. I don't need a blocker quite yet, so I can hold on to the Kindly Tavern Keeper. And then I play Yeti to have a blocker for next turn, potentially. The opponent clears out his hand to make room for a rocket, or to clear out for a rocket. And now I'm dead to the next rocket. Luckily, I get an Avalanche, so I can kill all of his units. Boom. Super nice. That's very convenient. And I'm going to use Timely Tavern Keeper to heal up and make use of my mana. And then I get to attack him for 8 damage. So turn 8, I play Tryndamere, and then the opponent surrenders. It's obvious that I'll get the win next round, and that's really, really good. GG.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to me on YouTube, and follow me on Twitch. It'll all be in the description. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.